My gosh. So obedience gets a bit difficult when the enemy uses your loved ones to spiritually attack you. So, I had to run to my Bible because my mind was spiraling. But the verse that stood out to me was Romans chapter 6, verse 16 through 18. I'm going to go ahead and read it because you guys need to hear this. Don't you know that when you offer yourselves to someone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one you obey, whether you are slaves to sin, which leads to death, or to obedience, which leads to righteousness? But thanks be to God that though you used to be slaves to sin, you have come to obey from your heart the pattern of teaching that has now claimed your allegiance. You have been set free from sin and have become slaves to righteousness. Wow. The notes, the commentary notes that are provided for that verse says, some viewed salvation as a deliverance only from the consequence of sin and its penalty rather than deliverance from its power as well. Remember that. We're not just getting delivered from the consequence, but we're getting delivered from the power. Paul utilized an analogy from the slave market to deal with the casual attitude towards sin. One is either a slave of sin or a slave of righteousness. The Greek word translated slaves is the same word Paul used to describe himself as a servant of Christ. Obedience to God is the measure of devotion to him. Now, when I tell you, I got a text and I was so hurt that I was about to go off. And the Lord was like, no. And I was like, okay, I won't say that. You're right, Lord, you're right. Let me say this. No. Okay, yeah, you're right. That was a little bit harsh. Okay, let me just say this. No. Okay, I shouldn't text God. All right, let me call the person to explain. No. The Lord kept saying, no, go to your Bible. And I said, what? But I need to defend myself, Lord. This is not true. Like, they're upset when they don't understand that you've been guiding me to do this, and they're mad. Exactly. They don't understand. They don't know that I told you to go there. Allow me to work with them. Man, I was so bitter. It took me a minute to even read because I just had to pray and feel God's peace and his presence before I could even read the Bible, because I was just so angry that I was not able to go off, but I had to be obedient. I do feel better. I do feel better now reading the word, and I'm going to continue reading. But man, you guys, being obedient is going to save us. Being obedient is going to save us.